In this series, you will see fierce battles of the strongest mages. You'll learn a lot about our main characters and who they are. And most importantly, you'll see if Mashle can get to Abel and destroy the evil one. Enjoy watching. Lance defeats the third Fang with Muddle. Mashle, on the other hand, was able to defeat the second Fang of Abyss. And now it's Finn and Dot's turn. In the meantime, while the guys were busy with their bouts, Ames came down to the dungeon. The fourth Fang went off and left his partner, Love, against the guys. Turns out this girl is the fifth Fang of the Lupus clan. She was very nice, but she was embarrassing the boys. Her first question was if the guys liked her. Dot knew right away that this girl was trying to manipulate no other way. Well, no matter how much he resisted his nature, he wasn't very good at it. That's because girls like her were his type. But alas, he already had a bride, to be named Lemon, his true love. So he couldn't trade her for anyone else. This insulted the girl and even offended her. In revenge for this, she decided to kill the boys. Immediately she summoned her magic. Dot summoned his in opposition. Love took the position that all girls are cute and should be loved and pampered. And men don't give them the warmth they need. So it's disrespectful to the female sex. All men should pay with their lives. That's what got my friends. And so she reiterated her question about whether guys liked her. And again, Dot refused her. For such disrespect, she struck him with her magic. The magic beam had such power that it knocked the boy back far enough. It turned out that this was the kind of look she'd been taught by her father. Despite the hard blow, Dot was able to get up and attack back. Turns out the boy wasn't as predictable as Love had assumed. He exploded his fire projectiles around her, which created a smoke screen that restricted visibility. Taking advantage of the moment, the guy wanted to take the staff away from the girl because he realized that was what she was using to conjure. But, as might be expected, he did not succeed in doing so. Love once again flung it away from her with great power. While she knocked the boy out, the girl decided to tell them about her mate and partner, the fourth Fang. Turns out he has this ability to turn people into stone. And I think he's already found his next target. I don't think it takes too long to think that that target is our protagonist Mashle. But before he can use a spell, he must first accumulate mana. This takes some time, and now Dot has literally 30 minutes to overpower Love and save his friend. After her monologue, the girl once again unleashed her most powerful magic on the guy to finish him off. It is impossible to get out of this magical vortex. Dot was already on his last bit of strength. He was barely hanging on. His whole body was in immense pain and breathing was very hard, so there was nothing he could do. After a while, the pain worsened and he passed out. While he was passed out, he had a dream. He dreamt about his past when he was just a kid. Sometimes the boys caught him and tried to take away his new things. That's when his brother would come to his aid. His beloved little sister came to his rescue. She taught her little brother to stand up for himself. He can't stand humiliation all the time. But the kid was a little different from her opinion. Then she told him that when he had a real friend, he would be willing to do anything for him. Dot hadn't had any friends before. He knew that such a friend could only come along once in a lifetime and certainly not to be lost. After that, his head was filled with memories of all his enemies who had said nasty things to him. And so he almost gave up. But then he remembered his friend, the same one he'd been looking for all his life. He remembered Mashle. And so, while the magic beam was destroying Dot, Love decided to defeat his friend Finn. But at the very last moment, out of the blue, everyone in the room, Dot destroyed the magic beam. There's no way he's giving up if his friends are being bullied. His magic changed. It became even stronger. Despite the fact that he could barely stand on his feet, he was on full alert. Love once again decided to strike him with her magic, but met with unexpected resistance. She didn't understand how such a thing was possible. But then, through the smoke from the explosion, she saw a magical mark on the guy's forehead, a mark in the shape of a cross. This mark appeared very rarely in children with special magic abilities. Such mages are true demons, some of the strongest born into this world. The magic of such people reaches the limit of power under strong emotions. And now, one of the strongest emotions possessed the boy. He summoned magic and sent hundreds of fireballs directly toward Love. He had only decided to scare her by purposely sidestepping his target. Not only was he the strongest mage, but he was also a gentleman. That's why he wasn't going to hit the girls. The scare tactic worked. The girl was terrified and very grateful to the guy for keeping her alive. Finn didn't know his friend was that strong. To him, it was a revelation. But then suddenly, a huge stone head appeared from behind Finn and almost ate him. Dot managed to run up to it and stop the stone jaw. It was the return of the fourth Fang, who was very disappointed in his friend. How could she not kill a couple of inexperienced mages? He genuinely thought the guys were weak creatures who could be defeated very easily. Immediately from the void, he summoned several stone hands that headed towards the guys. What chances did they have against such a strong mage? And were there any chances at all? And so when the paws almost reached their target, the fourth Fang was blown away by the blow of a flying sword. The magic of the fourth Fang was simply dispelled. The friend's savior was Rain Ames. The fourth Fang tried to justify himself to the most powerful mage. He distracted him and wanted to dissect him with his stone head, but Rain shattered it with his sword. The divine ghost was very angry that his time was being wasted by all sorts of bugs out there. With one swing, he sent hundreds of his balls of magic at the fourth Fang, which struck the target. It was a level of magic none of the boys had ever seen before. The fourth Fang told him that he simply had no choice. He couldn't disobey his commander because then they would have turned him into a statue. That excuse didn't work, and he was hit hard by the mage. Rain was of the opinion that in this world, it's not words that are valued, but the actions that people resort to. So he punished the younger mage. He was convinced that people like the fourth Fang understood only the language of pain. So now he would teach him a lesson. It turned out that this supreme mage was Finn's brother. The task of the divine ghost was to find and locate the infiltrators in the academy. Walking down the corridor, he met Mash. He sensed such energy from him that he almost thought the guy was one of the traitors. With the help of a magic spider, he decided to measure the guy's power level to see what he was. When Rain threw a sword at Mash, he simply stopped it with his physical strength, which stunned the wizard.